Welcome back. Let's check mortgage rates. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate falling for a fourth week in a row, down now to 6.19% this week. Joining me right now to talk about housing and construction is the CEO of Pulte Capital. Bill Pulte is here. Bill, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Maria.
Tell me about Pulte Capital. I want to start there because you're investing in middle market building product businesses, Bill. You are not an officer or an employee of Pulte, the construction company, but you're investing capital into like-sized businesses. Is that right?
Correct. I'm a former director of Pulte Group, which is the number 4 home builder in the country. I would say that basically our family founded Pulte Group in 1950, and over the last, let's call it 70 years, we've been focused, Maria, on investing in building products, housing services, and that's really where we've spent our time. And obviously the last 10 years or so after the Great Recession has been a great opportunity to invest in housing, and right now we're just a little bit cautious. That's kind of our perspective. We do have 12 companies in our portfolio, Maria, and generally speaking, they're doing pretty well.
Well, thank you for that explainer, Bill, because this is why we really want to get your expertise on the housing market, because you're seeing activity from all different sides. This morning, we got the home buying mortgage applications down 10%. And so I wonder what that tells you in terms of the year ahead for housing. Do you believe that right now housing is in a recession?
Well, the last time I sat with you, I said basically that things would slow down. You saw Pulte Group's earnings last night, which were incredible. They were great. The employees did a phenomenal job this quarter. But I think that, as I said last time, it's going to be a tough road to hoe the rest of the year. And I think you heard that on the earnings call. I think you're going to see that coming into even next year, frankly, because, Maria, these orders are down. I mean, Pulte Group's orders, for example, were down 40% year over year. I mean, that's meaningful, Maria. So you can call it a recession, you can call it what you want, but 40% orders being down, that's not normal.
No, it's not. What's behind it? Is it all about rates, Bill? I mean, the November Case-Shiller Index came out yesterday. It showed that home prices were down 0.8% in November, declining for a 5th month in a row. So while you have a weakening of the macro story, you're finally seeing the price of a home come down. You would think that that would be an encouragement for people to get in the market, but then they see the sticker shock of mortgage rates and they walk away.
It is, but Maria, one of the things, and you should know this, that's really happening in the industry, which is why a lot of these builders, NVR reported, for example, last night, the 3rd biggest builder, they reported a great report as well. What's often happening here, Maria, is the builders are actually using their cash to pay down the interest expense of consumers. And so effectively, you showed that the rates were 6% plus, maybe 7% in some cases. They're able to get these rates down to like 4%. With what the builders are offering in terms of incentives. So, Maria, I think it's been a pretty good thing that the builders have done with these interest rate buydowns.
So are we now at a point where you think we've seen the worst, we've seen the bottom, or are you expecting further upset in this market in 23?
I think in 23 it's going to be slow. I think we're going to have a tough road to hoe. I think that coming into next year, you're really going to see the damage that's going on. And that's why these management teams, that's why people in this area, you know what happened with Pulte Group where this one executive was harassing me. We need to make sure that these management teams are completely focused on executing right now because, Maria, you get 40% reduction in orders, and the big builders, they need to step up their game right now.
When you say harassing you, Bill, do you want to explain that?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but, last time we were on, we talked a little bit about the Twitter bot harassment campaign that a gentleman who was the incoming COO of Pulte Group was levying against our family. We've collected additional evidence. We continue to collect evidence. The board said that the investigation was complete. Frankly, it's totally incomplete because I was the victim of this harassment. I didn't even get interviewed. And I think that there's potential violation of criminal statutes here. So we hope they do the right thing. They've hired lawyers and whatnot. But again, the employees of Pulte Group, the employees of Pulte Homes have done a phenomenal job. This is just maybe 1 or 2 or 3 executives that we have to make sure aren't doing this kind of shenanigans.
Well, I'll leave that to somebody else to decide and to investigate, Bill, but we really wanted your expertise on the housing market and construction today. You say it's going to be a tough year in that regard. When would you expect things to start turning? Is it all about when the Fed starts cutting rates again?
Well, I'll say this, that going into next year, for example, you're starting to see Lennar, you're starting to see our D.R. Horton. They are moving inventory, Maria. I mean, I was just in a Lennar subdivision the other day, and they're selling these things in many cases with the incentives like hotcakes, especially these move-in ready communities. So you're going to see D.R. Horton, you're going to see Lennar, you're going to see all of these guys pass some of these savings, whether it's lumber, et cetera, through to the consumer, and that's going to really juice, I think, sales, at least in the coming months. But as I said, just when the orders are down, you're going to slow down.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bill, we were watching lumber prices soar just a year ago, right? And that was a major problem for people in terms of affording a home. We're off of those highs for sure.
We are, and I think that, one of the things, and the Pulte Group CEO called it yesterday, labor stickiness, that's going to continue.
Yeah.
And it may continue. But that's where you really need to get creative as a builder right now. You need to say, how can we pass on savings to the consumers? And Maria, those home builders that do that, that are focused on that, they're going to take market share right now.
Yeah, great point. Bill, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much. Bill Pulte joining us this morning.
Thank you, Maria.
From Pulte Capital. We'll be right back.